Hello and welcome to Debbie Sardone's Cleaning Business Mastermind Group. First of all, I want to start off by talking to you about the importance of being a part of a mastermind group. I'm sure you figured out by now that being an entrepreneur, being in business for yourself can be kind of lonely. And if you don't really have someone that you can talk to about business and specifically maid service, because of the challenges and the unique situations that come up really only in a cleaning business, it can be extra lonely. You can't constantly cry on the shoulders of your family members. Oftentimes, they don't understand what you're going through. And sometimes out of frustration, they will blurt out answers that you know will not solve the problem that you're dealing with at the moment. You certainly can't commiserate with your competition because in all likelihood, they're going through the same things you're going through. And we certainly would never want to share our struggles and weaknesses with those in our community that we are competing with. And so being a part of a mastermind group helps you to be included in a community of like-minded cleaning business owners who are all going through the same type of struggles as you are at different stages in their business. They may not be struggling with exactly what you're struggling with today, but they have their challenges, and tomorrow they may meet one of the challenges that you present today, and vice versa. So one of the best parts about being in a mastermind group is you are in a community with like-minded business owners, people that are in the residential cleaning industry. When you're a part of my mastermind group, you are only in a group with people who have either been through my Never Clean Again University or my Cleaning Business Fundamentals course, or who has already worked with me closely on how to set up their business for profitability, ease of operations, and a low level of chaos and turmoil. In other words, the people in the mastermind group won't be clueless to the concepts that I've been teaching for several years that only the people I do consulting with or the people that have gone through my course understand. And of course, if you're a part of this mastermind group, you already get why we do certain things, why the solo cleaning concept will make the most money for you, and why embracing the pay for performance system for your employees will improve your employee retention, morale, and overall satisfaction and longevity. So the people in Debbie Sardone's mastermind group are already at a more advanced level than a lot of the free forums that you see online where people post all kinds of questions and then novices answer those questions with terrible answers. And I'm not knocking the groups. It's great that they have a place to go and vent, but oftentimes the advice and the solutions are provided by someone else who is not successful in business, and they send them off in the wrong direction. And so number one reason for being a part of a mastermind group is to be a part of a community of like-minded business owners who are moving forward. But there's another reason, and this is extremely important to remember, and it doesn't matter what level you're at in business. It doesn't matter if you are advanced, at the beginning stages, a startup, or you're somewhere in the middle. There is something about staying strategic in business. And oftentimes, business owners will hire me for consulting for a matter of weeks or months and solve a lot of problems, put out a lot of fires, and then they stop the consulting process. And little by little, they don't even notice this happens. They begin to spend all of their time in more tactical ways in their business and less strategic approaches in their business. They get less strategic and they become more tactical, because when you're in the business day in and day out and you're rolling up your sleeves and you're in the grind, you're grinding it out, you just get tactical. You're answering phones and selling your service and going out on estimates and hiring employees and firing employees, and you're doing all the day-to-day stuff. And there really isn't time to be strategic. There isn't time to think about new products, new technologies, new ways of doing things, and solutions to problems that maybe hadn't arisen in your business until now. And so probably besides having a community to go to on a regular basis, helping you to stay strategic as a business owner is probably the most important reason for joining a mastermind group. I want to help you stay strategic. Of course, you have to be tactical. That's what you are every single day, figuring payroll, networking, doing all the things you do. You have to be tactical. That's what pays the bills. But strategic helps you to stay current, and it helps you stay on top of trends. It helps you be aware of new trends that are emerging and to discover which ones are a waste of time or a waste of money and which ones are just fabulous and you should consider embracing. All of those things are what you gain by being in a mastermind group. Another thing that being a part of a mastermind group helps with, and of course this is aligned with staying strategic instead of always being tactical in your business, but when you're a part of a mastermind group and you are regularly showing up for those mastermind calls, you begin to prevent problems more often than spending so much time and energy solving problems that maybe have been ignored until they erupt, until they explode, and they're a big mess. You prevent problems. You can run ideas by the group, and with me moderating, ideas that you think are just phenomenal, and I can share with you why that idea is going to crash and burn and cost you money. Or someone else in the group can share how they tried that idea and this is what happened. You also learn fabulous ideas from members of the group. Even though we're all at different levels in business, we're not all beginners in thinking or creativity. So even if a beginner in business or a startup in business shares an idea, oftentimes it's a brilliant idea that somebody who's been in business 20 years would never have thought of. So you learn from each other in a mastermind group, and that is powerful. It helps us not be inbred, so to speak, where all of our ideas come from our office meetings, our customers, and the people we network. Some of our ideas come from other business owners from around the country that are trying new things. So preventing problems, staying strategic, and getting new ideas and learning about new technologies. Some of our mastermind calls that I've done in the past and some of our Q&A calls have produced some of the best ideas for new technologies that somebody else has tried and it's working beautifully and no one in the group had ever heard of it. And so apps and plugins for your website and programs, it's just a great opportunity to stay current, stay cutting edge, continue to innovate. If you don't continue to innovate, if you do not continue to be creative like you were in the early days of your business, then things eventually over time get stale, get outdated, methods and practices change on you and you're not even aware of it, and all of a sudden you become a commodity and you never ever thought that would happen. And then of course, just sharing experiences and troubles with one another in a safe environment. No overlapping competitors are allowed in the mastermind group. And so obviously space is limited in the group. And if you want to join the mastermind group and one of your competitors are in the group, I can put you on a waiting list to join that group if they drop out, or you can be a part of a second mastermind group that I will form. So it's a safe environment for sharing. And then goal setting and accountability. How often as business owners are we guilty of not setting goals? And I'm talking SMART goals, goals that are specific, goals that are measurable, goals that are actionable, things you can actually do, goals that are realistic, and then lastly, goals that are timely. So we will set SMART goals, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely. And not only will we set SMART goals, but we will hold each other accountable to those goals. Not in a negative way where you feel like, oh, I'm not going to log in and ask my questions tonight because I haven't reached my goal or I haven't done anything to move myself closer to my goal. We won't hold you accountable in a negative way, but there is some accountability in a mastermind group. So let me talk a little bit about how the group functions, just to make sure it's a good fit for you. First of all, our mastermind group meets 3 times a month, not 4 times a month, because I felt like we needed 1 time a month for a break. So we meet every Tuesday, the first, second, and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for flexibility. Sometimes I travel and I cannot work my schedule around my mastermind group. So if I have to bump maybe the second Tuesday of the month, I may have to bump it to the fourth, or the third Tuesday gets bumped to the fourth. So the fourth Tuesday is a makeup week. So at least carve that time out on your calendar, all 4 Tuesdays of the month. But 95% of the time, we will meet the first, the second, and the third Tuesday of every month. And we will generally meet for 1 hour for open Q&A. This is a time for you to ask any question that you have. And of course, there will be an opportunity for you to post your questions on my forum board so that I can read your question on the air for everyone to benefit. That way you can also ask your questions in anonymity if you prefer, and I'll answer your questions on the air. The benefit mostly for that, because most people are not embarrassed or afraid to ask their questions out loud in front of the whole group. But the benefit of posting your question in advance is if by chance you miss a meeting, if you miss one of our first, second, and third meetings of every Tuesday, your question will be read live on the air and you can listen to the answer later on the replay. So every single mastermind group call is recorded and it will be uploaded to the membership site that you will be subscribed to, and you can access that recording anytime you want. Or even if you're on a live call and you feel like, wow, I want my spouse to listen to this call. It was a really good call and it will help solve some issues that they're having in their head about the business. Or you might have an office manager that you want to have listen to that live call later on. So it's your choice. You will have an area to listen to the call for the replay. And generally, I upload the recording about 72 hours, within 72 hours of the mastermind call. So mark your calendar, the first, second, and third, as well as the fourth Tuesday of every month, and do not book appointments over that time. Do not book estimates. Don't allow crises to jump up and grab you away from the mastermind calls. It really needs to be a priority so that you are strategic. The first call of the month, you will dial in 1 hour earlier than normal. And then the second and third call of the month, you'll dial in at the normal time. And of course, the times are posted in our membership site, and they will be consistent. So the first call of the month, you'll dial in 1 hour earlier. The reason why we do that is you're going to have anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours on the first call of every month. I will do a presentation at the beginning of the call, and then we open it up to live Q&A. And so that way, once a month, it isn't just asking questions and sharing ideas. Once a month, I will bring you a strategic presentation to help you move forward in your business, to help you develop your leadership skills and your management skills and your technical skills. And so each month, just plan on dialing in early for the presentation part of our mastermind group. So be sure and put it on your calendar. Make it a priority. Don't let anything get in your way. And if by chance last minute crisis comes up, that big giant sale you just can't miss, then you'll have the replay to listen to later. So I look forward to working with you in my mastermind group. Your credit card will be billed monthly. You're always billed in advance, so I need a 30-day notice if you're dropping out of the group, and that gives me time to contact the person who might have been on a waiting list who was hoping to be in the group. And so your credit card will always be billed the month prior, and then of course you will start the following month. So you're always prepaid 1 month in advance. So just give me 30 days in advance if you need to drop out of the group. But I hope you will stay in it for the long haul and continue to remain strategic in your business. Let me help you continue to grow it. And lastly, I didn't even bring this up, but this is really a very important point. The mastermind group is a very low cost way to get the Debbie Sardone help. The advice that I can offer you. One-on-one consulting is kind of expensive, and when you pay one low monthly fee to be a part of a mastermind group, you can keep your questions answered all year long, keep those solutions flowing as challenges arrive, and keep on top of cutting edge technology and creative ideas. Thanks.